I'm holding a burqa in my hands. This is the first time I've ever held a burqa. It's black, the material is rough and itchy. It's got a pungent smell of sweat and dust. And all of my being does not want to wear this. But as my training as a community worker, I've been told to be respectful of the norms of the area I'm in. It's 2007. I am in Bannu, a city in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, a province in Pakistan which used to be known for its grade A hash and really tasty food. But now it's known for exporting terrorism to the rest of the world. I am an election observer, and as election observers, we go to different places in the country and observe elections against a set of parameters to make sure that they are free, fair, and transparent. As a team of election observers, we reached Bannu and realized that probably bringing me along was not a good idea, as the only woman and one of the youngest people in the team. Come election day, I have been at the motel the whole day taking down reports when I hear that 2 women polling observers have been held at a polling station by the Taliban, and they've locked them in, and elections are not going to take place at that polling station. I'm worried sick, and I really want to know how these women are doing, but nobody is telling me anything, and I'm not getting any news until the phone rings, and I get 2 people telling me that they're on their way to pick me up. Be ready, which means have the burqa on. There are a few kinds of burqas. One that we lovingly call the ninja, so it covers you till here. Another one we call a shellcock, which is like a badminton shellcock. It's got a grid, you can see through it, and it flows. This one we've got no name for. It took me some time to fumble with it and understand what it's like. You take 2 ribbons, tie them under your chin, and a veil comes over your face. I get in this beat-up Toyota with the 2 men, and off we go to the polling station. I have a bag with bottles of water, and I get off, and immediately I hear somebody chuckling at me, and rightly so, because this burqa is about this short, which it should not be, it should be all the way. You can see my blue shalwar, my sneakers, nobody here wears sneakers, and I am holding the veil up because I cannot see anything. I fumble my way through the polling station, which is in a school, and that's normally the case, but this school is in a building which is all concrete and gray, and it looks like it was being built and then people gave up on it and left it midway. There's an open sewage drain, which is adding to the smell, and I keep walking my way to an iron gate where the 2 doors have been locked with a padlock. And it is in this moment that I realize the 2 women on the other side speak Pashto, and I only speak Urdu. So I bang on the door, and I say my name, and I say Islamabad, in the hopes that they'll understand who I am. I can hear question marks from the other side of the door. And I'm thinking if there might be another way for me to go through a window and at least give them the bottles of water until they figure out who I am, and they tell me, Baji jao, which means leave. I'm still thinking and standing over here when one of the 2 men comes hastily towards me, and he orders me, Madam, chalo. Madam, let's leave. And I start to follow him quickly, not understanding what's going on, what's the rush, why do we have to leave? We just literally got here. I get back in this Toyota, and we speed away with the dust all over, and my eyes are still getting used to sitting in the back with the veil on my face. The sun is lit brightly until my eyes adjust, and I see an open Jeep behind us. 4 men in white kameez shalwars and turbans and guns chasing us, and I realize that it's the Taliban who probably thought we were trying to reopen the polling station, and they're telling us to get out of their territory. But I'm also curious, so I turn around, I lift the veil from one eye, and I'm looking at them, and I gasp for a second because they're so goddamn good looking. being chased by the Taliban in Bannu, and I can't get over how handsomely rugged, with kajal-filled eyes and long hair these men are. And for a second, I feel like one of them makes eye contact with me, and I quickly cover the veil, and I sink back into the already sunken seats. And we head back to the motel where I am promptly deposited back. The election is over in the evening. The women are let go, safely unharmed. And the next day, we hold our press conference where we declare the election to be free, fair, and transparent at large, with some discrepancies. We're on our way back home, and as I leave Bannu, I realize that this is the first time in my life I realized that the Taliban are not a concept. They're not a corporate or a corporation. They're people just like me on the other end of the spectrum, where one, I am fighting for democratic governance, and they are fighting for Sharia law. But another part that really stood out to me is that the political party that won the election had told people that the ballot sign that they vote on, the symbol of the book, means that they're voting on the Quran, and that's actually the party that won. So in the end, I was left with questions. Who is it and what is it that I am really fighting for? Because if the will of the people is that book, then why would it be a democratic system? Is this something that I just really feel like is something that should be there, or is it really not the will of the people at all? But another thing that stood out to me was that I was able to leave Bannu and eventually leave Pakistan. But the book, the beards, and the burqa, they're still there. Thank you.